Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Gabe Roberts from Back to Nature Lifestyle Medicine, and today I have my helper with me, Aria. Okay, and I want to go over the greatest threat to all Americans. And she's right here, and I'm sure all of you listening have children and loved ones. This should really strike your heart. You want to pay close attention to this. The greatest threat to all Americans is not some crazy virus you're hearing about on TV. It's not global warming. It's not, all this crap you're hearing about in the media getting scared about. The greatest threat to us today, one of the greatest threats, is this disease that we're bringing on ourselves. Okay, how are we doing that? Well, we're having high consumption of processed, manufactured, technologically manipulated food. All the stuff you go to the grocery stores and you see in the middle aisles, the bags of chips, the breads, the grains, the crackers, okay? All these things are devastating to your health, all of them. These are comfort foods that are completely unstabilizing our blood sugar and damaging your organs, okay? Plus, we have very poor advice from our medically trained staff prescribing low-fat diets, okay? The number of growing prescription medications that we get assigned. And some of these medications from the literature have far more devastating side effects than the actual disease themselves. A huge plethora of synthetic vitamins out on the market and synthetic vitamins sold from other doctors. Okay, we can't even copy a blade of grass. You have to know exactly what you're doing if you're going to treat people nutritionally, not trust these synthetic vitamins that your body won't recognize. They have to be whole food. Okay. And the ever increased activity by our technology, and this is playing a large part. People now are on iPads, people are on video games, people are staring at their screens more than ever, especially children. So this does play a role. I'm not going to say it's not the sole perpetrator, but this is definitely contributing. More and more children are getting obese because they're sticking behind computers, they're playing on iPads, and they're not getting outside very often. We always get compliments in our neighborhood by our neighbors because they always notice when it's nice out, we're outside. And what's sad is we live in a packed neighborhood with kids, but we hardly ever see them outside. Something to think about. Again, let me get back to this. Nightmare disease. Diabetes type 2 is what I'm going with this. Diabetes type 2 is a nightmare disease because there is lots of propaganda. There's all these diabetic cures and all these fake things out there on the market. None of them work. The more medications you take, the more side effects you have, and again, there's no medical cure for this. Okay, something about the language here. The more you look for a cure, the more you solidify that disease. There's no cure for diabetes type 2. It has to be reversed. Okay, this is costing billions of dollars and revenue in our medical system. This is going to bankrupt everyone because once you have diabetes type 2, it starts out as high blood sugar, then it ends up being neuropathy, which is pains in the legs and hands and feet. Then you have blindness. Then you have stroke, heart disease, amputations, premature death, and all to the shock of a family, such as children that are sitting around wondering what happened because all you're doing is listening to what their doctors are telling you to do. Okay? Wake up. You have to take charge of this yourself. Diabetes type 2 is a major threat. Why? Because you caused it yourself. Nobody else caused it but you. You caused it. So only you can reverse it. Another very scary issue about this, thousands of new diabetics every day. Thousands. This is going to bankrupt our system. Thousands of new diabetics every single day. So what's the plan to save your life? Because no doubt this is what it is. This is a plan to save your life. Pretty easy steps right here. The hardest one is deciding, are you worth it? Do you love yourself enough to put those Doritos down? Do you love yourself enough to walk by the cookies, to walk by the processed manufactured foods that are now flooding our grocery stores with bright colors so they play on you? Do you love yourself enough to figure out what that pain is making you eat these comfort foods? Because doctors are going to overlook this. Natural doctors will overlook it. You have to have a health coach that's going to help you determine What's the source of pain that's causing this? Because when you have a pain, only that is going to trigger growth, not a bunch of, covering the symptoms with supplements or medications or whatnot. So that's the hardest step. Are you worth it? Once you decide that, these are pretty simple. Step 1, change your diet, okay? Lots of misinformation out there today, but this is a GI Mediterranean diet by this medical doctor here. This is easy step-by-step process showing you how to start eating. Now, am I in favor of Mediterranean diet? Not all the way. Keto has some great points. Paleo has some great points. So it just kind of, diet is something you've got to work with and try, and something that's going to fit your everyday lifestyle, because that's what's going to make you have the greatest success. But again, here's a great resource. Want something with high fat, high vegetable content, real whole foods, not stuff that comes out of a bag. If you're buying foods out of a bag and snacking on those at night, you're suppressing pain, and it's going to cost you more than you are realizing. Step 2 is you have to begin to exercise. This is probably one of the most crucial steps when it comes to reversing diabetes type 2. Why? Because muscles will suck up that excess sugar in your blood. So you need to start with some walking, just some easy walking that you can do. Average of 30 minutes a day for about 4 to 5 days a week. Pretty simple. Then increase it to where you're briskly walking and starting to build up a sweat. Then you want to increase resistance training where you're using muscles. And you can do this with TheraBands. You can do this with doing your own body weight, push-ups and things like that. Even planks, where you're just getting in the push-up position, is going to cause muscles in your upper body to start working, and that alone will significantly lower your blood sugar. It's that simple. Again, I'll say that again. Exercise your muscles, because it's going to pull sugar out of your blood into the muscles without taking shots of insulin. It's that simple. If you're not going to do this, it's because you're deciding you're not worth it. It's that simple. Okay? Step 3. This is where a good coach is going to come in and give you the right stuff. Whole nutrient complexes must be used for effective nutritional support to work. Okay? You're going to have to use organ and glandular extracts. Why? Because of all these years of abusing yourself, you abusing your pancreas, abusing your liver, abusing your blood vessels and your heart. There's only one thing on planet Earth that heals organs, and that's mammal organs. You have to have mammalian organs raised correctly, okay? That's the only thing that's going to fix this. Plus, you're going to need minerals and trace elements. And again, this glucose tolerance factor is made from chromium and B vitamins. Again, not your little synthetic B vitamin extract from the grocery store. That's not going to work. You're not going to have any success with that whatsoever. Mostly B vitamins come from the liver. That's the most rich source of it. You can't even find livers in grocery stores anymore. And if you do find it, it's very questionable about what that animal ate. So you have to have some supervision to get the right stuff. Don't try this on your own. You'll get good success with these, but these two will take you even farther if you're in deep trouble, okay? Again, you have to have whole nutrient complexes, not synthetics. Then begin to monitor your progress. Watch your blood sugar start to stabilize as you incorporate things. You'll learn very quickly that a slice of bread raises your blood sugar very high. Actually, a slice of whole wheat bread raises your blood sugar higher than a Snickers bar does, okay? Which is pretty astounding. And then you'll also see, if you're monitoring your blood sugar, that when you do some forceful exercise, you're actually going to keep that blood sugar stable. Slow Burn Fitness Revolution is a good book to start out with exercising, because it's very easy, and you can do it if you are in pain, if you have arthritis issues, if you have back pain, because this program is going to help you start working and not get too sore. So it's going to be a step-by-step process, pretty easy to do despite your fitness level, and that's why I recommend it. Okay? Again, monitor your progress, watch your blood sugar stabilize, learn what foods you cannot eat. You have to take charge of this yourself, because the doctors you're going to and getting prescription drugs are going to have no idea about this. You know, despite this being a medical doctor over here that wrote this book, okay? get with the times, understand that diabetes is very reversible, but you have to do it yourself. Now, the last thing for my empowerment group, I'm going to give you specific protocols on what to take if you're having blood sugar instability problems. So go to our empowerment group and you'll see that listed there, and get a hold of our office if you need extra coaching. That goes for the rest of you. If you need extra coaching, reach out to us because we're more than happy to help you. Tiffany and I have reversed diabetes and dozens of people over the last several years. And it's very simple to do, but it ultimately starts with you deciding, are you worth it? Are you worth it? To get back to your vibrant state, your vibrant roots, you have to get back to nature. You gotta love yourself. Thanks for listening. All right, can you say bye?
Bye.